Hi there, I'm Roux. Welcome to my video.
Especially you, my subscriber-roonies. Welcome back.
This week is unique because I'm posting 2 videos this week. Instead of one long one, I'm posting 2 smaller ones. So if one video doesn't do it for you, there's another one just waiting to be cherished with your beautiful eyes and ears. This video is all about doctors versus anti-vaxxers. But first, this video's shout out goes to Cami with your comment, "This was so good." I actually started listening to people reading Reddit stuff with this category, so seeing read stuff of it made me so happy. Thanks. Aw, but your comments made me happy. Without further ado, let's get into the cringe. So on Ask Reddit, someone named Arcane Ruby asked, "Doctors of Reddit, what are some of your anti-vax parent stories?" Ooh.
Things are about to get juicy.
Someone named MuffinStuntin says, "Not a doctor, but significant other works with children that have autism. She has one parent that consistently tells her she regrets vaccinating her kid. She then asks question to my significant other about which vaccines are the ones that cause autism, as if it's all a big secret. My significant other tells her that autism is predetermined before birth and signs just aren't noticeable until around 2 years of age. She still tries to justify her logic with other anti-vax parent stories from Facebook. My significant other has 2 master's degrees towards this field. It blows my mind how they can still argue with overwhelming facts." I love how she's just like, "There's a vaccine, right, that causes autism? You know about it. You're in the field. Tell me which one it is." Like people are doing this on purpose to your child. A lot of these people are like, "Well, there's more people with autism these days, which means vaccines made a lot of people have autism, more than before." And I was like, actually, we've gotten better at science and, determining if people have a medical condition. Back in the day, they would just be like, "Oh, there's something inconsistent about your child's behavior. We're sticking them in some sort of asylum." And that's why people didn't see people with autism so much. The ignorance. Friend of mine is a military OBGYN, was at OB appointment with a pregnant dependent and service member. He had just returned from Afghanistan a few months prior. OB mentions about follow-ups after delivery in first year of life, including vaccines. Wife says, "I read on the internet that vaccines cause autism. I don't think we're going to do that." To which husband says, "I saw a lot of little graves in Afghanistan. Sure as shit, we're going to get our kid vaccinated." Oh my god. It blows my mind that people would rather risk their child dying from a terrible disease or being affected for life than getting a vaccine with way less risk of side effects. So you're either going to have a full-blown disease and have a bunch of crazy side effects risks, or a vaccine with way less risks. I don't understand how their mind works. It makes me genuinely sad that they have to see with their own eyes that things have consequences instead of learning from the past. Like, only if they see children dying, they will do it. That makes me just sad that the wife didn't get that. Duncan Disorderly says, "Not a doctor, but a nurse and vaccine advocate. Once had a public argument with a friend from long ago. He argued that by not vaccinating his kids and risking terrible side effects and possible autism, he was placing no one else at risk. However, acknowledged the potential risks to his kids. After attempting to explain the potential risks to others and him failing to understand, I created an analogy which I still use to this day. Imagine if my kids and your kids get into the same car. Both of your kids don't put on seatbelts. Therefore, if there's an accident, there's an increased risk that your kids will die, also harm my children in the process. Because, flinging bodies into other people's back necks and decapitating them because their back seat people weren't wearing seatbelts." This seemed to click with him and he doesn't share his anti-vax propaganda on social media anymore. Well, that's something. Someone else says, "Nearly qualified pharmacist here, so obligatory, not a doctor. Our pharmacy offers travel vaccines for people going away to countries with a high likelihood of severe tropical disease. Star parenting goes to the parents who got themselves vaccinated for rabies, but not their 2 primary school-aged children? So elementary school kids." Oh my god. There's only like 2 people in the history of the world who have survived rabies. Everyone else who gets it die. But only after they go all zombie crazy and in torturous pain. So you vaccinate yourself, but you don't give a shit about your kids? Like, what? There's just so much to unpack here. Oh my god. Why are these people in charge of children? Not a doctor yet, but a med school student. A fellow student of mine is very happy about not being completely vaccinated. She is also happy that our country, Germany, is still a free country considering vaccination, since she believes that they don't really work. At this point, I'd like to remind you that she is a medical student, and at least once a year we have to have a medical checkup to make sure our mandatory vaccinations are in order, simply because we're studying and working in a hospital with a lot of immunocompromised patients. Anyway, she was happy to inform me that she only got the vaccinations that were absolutely mandatory. So she got no tetanus shot, for example. And she believes she will never get tetanus simply because she doesn't want to. And she believes that is enough since our minds are so capable of healing our bodies if we let them go free. For example, by using hallucinogenic drugs? Luckily, that can only harm her and no others. I'm really not a bad person, but I kind of hope she cuts her foot on a rusty nail and gets a little bit of tetanus. Nothing that will kill her or in any way have a lasting effect on her besides maybe convincing her that vaccinations work. I really don't want her to become a doctor. Oh my god. I feel like this lady also went into the medical field so that she can spread her propaganda to patients and be like, I'm a doctor. You must listen to me. Vaccines are nothing. I love the part of minds going free though. Yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. If you're dead, your mind will be free as a bird with your soul and whatnot and whatever happens. So yeah. Free of your body. So I guess she's kind of right. Tetanus is awful though. For any of you who don't know what tetanus is, it's when all of your muscles in your entire body, including your internal organs and muscles like that are like controlling that shit, cramp up. So you're cramping up to death and you can die from it. And even if you don't die, it's like a month and a half of being in a dark room and in severe pain where you can't be stimulated by anything. Like you can't see anything in the room because they have to turn off the light because any stimuli will make your muscles cramp even more. It's hell. And, yeah, definitely get a tetanus shot. Next comment. Had a 5 or 6-year-old patient who had a super hippie mom. No reason for not vaccinating other than she doesn't want to, despite counseling many times. Kid also had asthma and would consistently come in for exasperations despite prescribing appropriate controller meds. The amount of exasperations just didn't make sense. One day I sent my student to see him first while I called the pharmacy to see if his meds were received. The student comes back saying, I can't get a history from mom. She's literally falling asleep while talking to me. Also, pharmacy said the meds haven't been picked up from the last 3 visits. That was enough for me to call CPS. Mom was on drugs. Living situation deplorable. Last I heard, kid was moved to an aunt who caught him up with age-appropriate vaccines. Oh, why would you do that to your child? Asthma is a thing, it's not imaginary. It truly alarms me how these people want to live in a world without vaccines and without medication, and they think that like life is just gonna be like sunshine and lollipops and healthiness, when back in the day before medication and before vaccinations, people died for nothing all the time. Like, people with asthma were just constantly out of breath, and a lot of them probably died just from not being able to breathe, and the ones who survived probably had really shit life quality. Also, like, people used to, like, think people with epilepsy were possessed by the devil. They want to go back to that age. Like, it's just, I don't understand how it's possible to be so stupid. Yeah, so that's all I have for you this time. There's another video on my channel that I posted today. Homeowner Association horror story. So, you know, if this video was too short and you need more, check that one out. And if you have a story that you want to be read in one of my videos, submit it on my website. Links below. And remember to subscribe and come back next time. I post every Friday. And follow my social media if you want to see what I'm up to. Thanks for watching and being awesome!